Scorpio, welcome to your Celtic Cross reading. What's up? What's going on? Like always with the Celtic Cross, take it resonates if it does not. If there's more than one energy clearly apparent to you on this board today, then reverse those energies as you see fit. But do keep in mind, this is about your collective energy. Yeah, really your chance to shine. So I will see this, that, and the they, and the other, and all that other stuff normal. The idea is how we're reacting to it or not, what we're doing about it or not. Okay, are we investing in that or not? That kind of thing. Okay, what's going on, please? Show me, Scorpio. Show me, Scorpio. Show me, Scorpio. What's going on, please? Show me, Scorpio. Show me, Scorpio. Show me, Scorpio. There we go. The Empress, beautiful. Crossing, Seven of Cups. Am I open to options? Am I not open to options? I don't know. Hovering, because I'm kind of busy right now. Eight of Pentacles. Leave a message and I'll call you back. In the past, Three of Cups, so yeah, okay. Exiting, Six of Pentacles. Okay, things might start gearing down for you. Okay, very good, very good. Strength, Justice, Environment, Ten of Wands. Yeah, labor of love right now. Hopes and fears, Six of Cups, and the outcome, Queen of Pentacles. I see you being quite comfortable, darling. There's nothing wrong with that. Your baseline is really fantastic. It's healthy. I would even say that you're glowing. You look gorgeous. Everything that surrounds you says that you are prosperous. However, you've kind of had to lay off the social activity recently, past couple of months thereabouts. You're saying you've been a little busy. Just a little bit. You opened up with the Empress, and the Empress in tarot, does she represent generosity and love of the heart and that kind of thing? Absolutely, very maternal. But her core point in all things is productivity. Whatever it is she does, life bringer, fertility, therefore productivity. You're saying, this is the core of my essence right now. I'm a little busy. Okay. And you are concerning yourself, your Empress status, with empowerment via your work. Your day-to-day activities, your priorities, you're saying, are at point, on point, and it's around you at all times. You're highly productive right now. You seem to be very concerned with your own particular empire, how you pad yourself financially, work, work, work. And you admit you've been a little social light these days. Scorpio, it's been really hard to find these days. Well, you've been a little busy. Seven of Cups is crossing you, just being open right now. You're like, not so much. Maybe later. Because in the recent past, you enjoyed some Three of Cups. And Three of Cups is super basic, guys. This is very, very basic social connectivity from the heart. So it could be with someone special, or it could also be with friends. That's not the point. You're like, oh, I remember those days, honey, when I had time to spare. And you might still do, because I see a Six of Pentacles for you in the exit position. So it's looking like whatever height of activity you experience in terms of work, busyness, preoccupation, productivity across the board, and being empowered by it all, you're saying it's starting to come down, or you expect it to come down relatively soon, because there does seem to be some contractual stuff that's exiting. And Six of Wands, it feels good. It feels good. You're feeling triumphant. So this is going to be a bridge point between what you're experiencing now and your upcoming, okay? You're feeling a little more relaxed. Job well done. Okay. I can already tell you I can see myself in this just a little bit. And people ask me all the time, do you identify with Scorpio readings? No, not all the time, nor should I. I'm part of the collective like anyone else. There's going to be hits and misses. But I can already tell you, yeah, I'm feeling this one just a little bit. Right there, at least on the baseline. And I'll tell people that. I don't mind. Injustice, you have a strength in you that says, I prioritize balance, correctness, a sense of do right, harmonization, justice. You're like, I do what I say I'm going to do. And I can see that that's a priority for you. Even if it means having to kind of slack on social activity, emotional, specific, non-specific, like, it's all good. Sometimes that has to take a time out. To quote David Bowie from Modern Love right there at the opening, I know when to go out and I know when to stay in. Get things done. That's you. That's you. So yeah, justice, you're saying, I know how to do this. I'm not saying you're perfect, but I am saying that you have goals in mind that you try to operate by every day. And it shows. Ten of Wands is your environment. And I say all the time with that Ten of Wands, if you're going to have a Ten of Wands, it needs to be by your choosing. Okay? In other words, I love 90% of my job. And then there's that 10%. It rolls up on you. And it can be very demanding. And sometimes you have to carry more strain and burden than usual. We'll see if your environment that perhaps, like I said, you're showing me Six of Wands, perhaps that can start to ease up, or you're just used to carrying a lot. We'll see. It's in your environment, so you're saying, oh, I'm familiar with my burdens. I am. Six of Cups and hopes and fears. What's up with that? We'll see. Outcome, Queen of Pentacles. You know, like I said, you look very relaxed. You look very comfortable. Very self-nurturing, loving, caring. Putting more into yourself at the quality value, you know? Not just concerning yourself with your contracts and your productivity rate, but also your more designated sense of self-care and self-love, self-worth. Okay? All right, let's get in there. Let's start cracking. Let's see that Empress, please. Show me Empress. Show me that Empress. Show me that Empress, please. Show me that Empress, please. Show me the Empress, please. Page of Wands, Three of Pentacles, the Two of Wands. Yeah, that's, you've had a very straightforward focus. Making things work. That's it. You're good at it too. It's. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. You have this aptitude to make things work, and it's looking like you have your eye on a new project. But the Empress, since it's being clarified with the Empress there, you will only consider those projects that you know have an output or function or some sort of sense of it has somewhere to go. So you've just recently introduced for yourself a new element, possibly of work, but it's low function, Three of Pentacles. You've just started the process of looking into it and beginning what looks like I said, a new functionary project. One that, again, should at the outset start to prove itself as being productive. It's in alignment with you. So that looks good on you. This is a new element of beginning from the ground up, and you already have stuff in play. You have other stuff that's exiting. Oh my, yeah. Yes, we've been a little busy. Yeah. Doing side work, side projects. I don't know. But there's a level of cooperation here that suggests, yeah, this has somewhere to go. I'm not saying it as friendship. I'm saying it as we're going to add this too. Okay, I like to accessorize. I have my main gig, and I do these things as well. But again, if you would only touch it, here's the Empress, if you thought it could lead to something. You're good. You're a little gold prospector, aren't you? I know how to make things work. I have the magic touch. So, yeah, I can see where your cups have taken a back seat, especially if things are clearly working. It's like, I know, honey, once I started, I couldn't stop. I'm just mad crazy with that coin right now. Boom, boom, boom. Project, productivity, empowerment. It's good. Yes, honey. Yes. So you've just recently, Page of Wands, opened up to a brand new idea, and you're looking forward to it. It's a little bit further out there on the horizon, but when you so far, I'm not gonna lie, I'm on point with this one. I hope you are too, because if you're anything like me, you're excited by that. I know I am, but that's further out, honey. That's further out. Yes. Okay, let's keep on keeping on. All right, I like that. Yeah. It just started, but we're going to wait a little bit on it. Yeah. In the meantime, you've got plenty of other things to keep you preoccupied, clearly. Seven of Cups, like I said, your kind of social engagement, your emotional energy has taken a back seat at this time. You're not unaware of it. I don't think you're stressed out about it, though, either. Like I said, sometimes you got to know when to go out, and you know when to stay in. You get things done. All right. Seven of Cups. Show me that Seven of Cups. Show me that Seven of Cups, please. Options in love, by the way. This may not be a priority for you right now. I see that. Not taking any particular one cup too seriously at this time. Let's see that Seven of Cups. Show me that, please. I don't want to stay there too long, as most of your time, energy, and effort seems to be spoken for, but happily spoken for. There's a big difference, right? Yep. Okay. Yeah, we got a poor opinion of, no. We've got a very poor opinion of options in love right now. We have a very poor opinion of it. You don't seem, this is the definition of I'm not into it right now. In fact, you see options in love as a poor choice for you, you know, and that's coming from a place of empowerment. You're saying you just don't want to deal with it. Devil, Queen of Wands, and the Emperor, you have a very poor disposition for the Scorpio I'm looking at of options in love. It's coming across as a poor opinion, and if that's where you are, that's where you are, you know, and you made the choices you made for a reason. It's kind of like when you look out on those options, you were turned off. You're saying everything's pretty much corrupt, ugly, and options loves don't seem to stand for much to you these days. It's not much of a bargaining factor for you. It's not very enticing for you right now. And you associate options in love or any sort of thing like that as being negative in nature. Okay? And through a sense of empowerment, you choose not to explore it. So you're showing me your feminine empowerment and your masculine empowerment. Your feminine empowerment says productivity. I got this. I'm all over the place. I'm awesome. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And I'm adding as we speak. Yes. Options in love, you're like, hell no. Once more, I'm not laughing at you. I have a personality and things have a tendency to hit me a certain way. The reason I address it is that way I don't have to hear about it in the comments about how cruel I am for laughing. No, honey, I'm a real person. Things leave an impression upon me. I'm not a Mayo reader. I'm spicy German mustard. Okay? I have a laugh. I suggest you do too. Sometimes it can get very serious. But yeah, this is crossing you. It's on the sideways. Options in love, emotional fragmentation, the discovery of it, being open. You're like, I have a very poor opinion on that particular subject right now. You're saying most cups you encountered are tainted or filthy, or they're just sex-driven, or nobody's worth a grain of salt in the cups these days. It's like, bleh. It's a big bleh. So you have a very poor opinion of it right now. I don't blame you. It just seems like all the options are just gross. Overly preoccupied with sex. No one can stand up for anything anymore. No sense of empowerment, self-righteousness, or being able to control their behavior. So when I'm saying you've got a poor review, like if love as a subject for you on Yelp is something that you could star, you'd be like, half a star. Here's why. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So you're just really not open to it right now. I would like you to work through that a little bit, but it's coming across heavily as, you know what? The last time I tried to screen the old cups there, Christina, not only was it grossly dissatisfying, it just seems like people are preoccupied with the most shallow parts of themselves. No one knows how to stand up for anything anymore. So you put your masculine foot down and said, no. No. There's nothing appealing to be had out there. I think that point of view for now is correct. I just don't want it to be a sustaining point of view. Okay? Because it doesn't sustain. And it's not true. But I can see where if you last looked around, that's the flavor that it left in your mouth. You know? But we'll get to that. I wasn't sure if I was going to check that 3 of Cups in the past. I will. But for now, what's hovering around you influences work, work, work. Work, work, work. And if anybody was wondering, no, that's not my particular point of view right now on options in love. But if that's where you are, that's where you are. I respect it. I see it. Just don't stay there. Because if you always have that frame of reference for options in love or being open to emotional exploration, 7 of Cups isn't my favorite, but if it represents exploration or being open or allowing yourself to open up, then it can be positive. It's just you're saying you're not doing it because the last time you did, you had a very poor impression. The results were not good. Okay? Okay. But that's not always the case, guys. All right? I want you to work through that a little more. It's not enough just to whip your emperor out and be like, nah, I'm done with all that. Well, you say that now. 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles. Let's see that Eight of Pentacles, please. Let's see that Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Knight of Wands, the Ten of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles. Okay, you're saying this is what you are doing that makes you happy at this time, and this is all you're interested in. So all of your emotional energy as well as your passionate energy goes 100% into your work, right? And you're saying it's not just about me. You're saying, I love what I do, Knight of Wands. I get excited for it every day. I get out of bed for this, but I do it for a greater scheme. It's called the Ten of Cups. So it's not just about me accumulating wealth for the fun of it. It actually serves a purpose. It goes beyond myself. I provide for others. I believe you. And Four of Pentacles. So you have shown me active conservation in respect to your time, energy, and efforts. You say it all goes to a bigger jackpot. It's not just me. You know, I'm not just over here being a selfish Scorpio accumulating all this wealth. No, I earned my status and I know who it's for. It's for other people. Whomever is in your household, your stakeholders in your life. You're saying you do it for love of the game because you do enjoy what you do. Knight of Wands shows up, which is very true for Scorpio. When we love what we do, we're passionate about it. And hey, if we can earn coin on it, so much the better. Yeah, very much us. But you're also saying Ten of Cups. I have something larger in mind. You're saying that you have a larger goal. Okay? And Four of Pentacles. So your sense of time, energy, and effort is directly in proportion, conservation, to what you do. In other words, you're focused Scorpio. I only put my time, energy, and effort into that which has a greater context or meaning. Okay? I believe you. You're very serious about that. It's a driving force for you. Okay? So some of you might have dependents in your life, or you just, whatever it is you do it with them in mind, which is very much like us. Okay? That makes perfect sense to me. I get that. It's your everyday influence, and it's beautiful. It's determined, and it serves a purpose. And it's a good purpose. It's a good goal. Okay? Three of Cups is in your past. So let's see why you got sour about your cups. I don't want to stay there too long. I get that you have a poor opinion of it right now. Okay? I understand that. I'm also saying we need to have more prevention, guys. Prevention. I understand if someone made you feel sour about love and that everybody just seems to be sex crazed lunatics these days. I got it. That's all anyone cares about. The attraction, immediate gratification. That's all what that is. No sense of control, destiny, or purpose, the Emperor would suggest. The Queen of Wands and the Devil is contrary to that. Just people running around, trying out flavors like they're at Baskin Robbins, not taking anything seriously. No sense of control or discipline. That love should be something greater. I got that. But guys, prevention. If you don't want to keep experiencing that, you're going to have to learn how to process it, heal from it, and that way you don't find yourself caught up in it again, because that's not going to be a forever case. So I can see where you stop connecting. I get it. I do. But I want you to put more work into it as well, because that's not going to hold for very long. Okay. If you are indeed that Scorpio I'm looking at who is in touch with their Emperor and Empress selves, in other words, understanding that you have masculine and feminine natures and that you're this productive, you're eventually going to catch someone's attention. And they might be worth looking at, but if you have a very cynical point of view, it's going to carry over. Okay? So, this is where we got to do a little extra work. Okay? Three of Cups. I don't want that to be the focus, but I'm not going to lie. It's a concern for me because this can be worked through. That poor disposition, that negative lens about love, that can be worked through. Absolutely. It doesn't have to stay there like that. I want you to work through that. I would challenge you to. Why not? You kill it anywhere else in your life. Why not that? Okay? Yeah, the Hanged Man, suspended at Knight of Swords, the World. Oh, man. Somebody really put you off that flavor profile. At some point in the past, you were connecting with something or somebody, and then it came to an abrupt halt. It didn't seem to be going anywhere. So you suspended all activity of emotional engagement for a while. And if you went through a celibacy phase or I'm not interested phase, I got you. That makes perfect sense for us. It's something that we do often. Okay. I call it our palate cleanser. I don't blame you for this. There's a point where you suspended all emotional connectivity where you're like, this is stupid or futile. You didn't see the purpose to it. You didn't see you just didn't see it just stopped. It stopped being an attractive flavor or profile for you. I get it. The Hanged Man, the Knights of Swords, the World. The conclusion here is that whenever I connect with somebody specific or whomever it is, it goes nowhere. It does nothing. Worlded it. So you cycled it. It was pretty harsh, but it wasn't abrupt. So I know it was based on experience. And like I said, that experience left a very sour taste in your mouth, you know. That was not abrupt action. You had enough exposure to connecting with at least one other person at the social emotional level that told you, you know what, this is stupid. There's literally no point connecting to this. Worlded it. So again, it wasn't abrupt. It was not abrupt. It was based on reasonable conclusion after exposure to a situation, but it left that sour taste. Now, I get that sour taste. It's not like I haven't tasted that. I understand that. Whatever it is that I was connecting to, I thought there was rhyme and reason to it. Turns out they were just a sex-crazed lunatic, or they couldn't stop with the attraction bullshit. It didn't go anywhere. It meant nothing. It was shallow as hell. Superficial. In other words, nothing. But it's still your job to work through it. Okay? I don't want that to carry over. I don't want you to have that sense of jadedness, because eventually you're going to connect with somebody, like I said, who is going to show you similar dynamics that you see in yourself. Empowerment, productivity. There is a greater purpose in life than just who we can bang and who we're superficially attracted to. You're saying you're the real deal and that you live that real deal every day in support of something greater. I believe you. So I don't want you to be so shut off like that. Okay. I know it's a self-preservation thing. I know it's a protection thing, but there's so much more to you than that, okay? I'm really going to push back on you on this one point, because it's a big point, you know. I'm not saying you have to share your life with somebody, but I am saying eventually you're going to want to. Okay? Eventually you're going to want to. You're someone who has too much to offer, you know? Okay. We're going to briefly look at that Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. Show me that Six of Pentacles. On the exit, some of your balances are gently receding. Okay. Perhaps you are willfully declining some things. You know what? I don't want to participate in this anymore. It used to work for me. It doesn't anymore. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Judgment, decision, Ace of Swords. Yeah, that's exactly what you did. Okay, so you have core activity up here that generates your everyday kind of day-to-day activities. Very good. Active conservation. And by that, I mean you put the best of yourself in your everyday world. On your opening, you made it very clear as the Empress that you eyed something new that you want to start incorporating further down the road. You think it has potential. Okay, you're going to build into that particular project layer. It does look like you're right on that one. And that means sacrificing some old balances to free up more of your time, energy, and effort to concentrate it where it matters, and then also your future endeavors. So I see you leaving at least some of your balances behind. It's already in the out position. It's not fully done yet. Judgment's here. It's a matter of discernment and process that you start weeding out some of your everyday contracts, balances, whatever it is you want to call it, day-to-day activities, so you can make space for your new onboarding projects, careers, goal stuff that's attached to you. You want to take that more seriously as the Empress. You said this is more productive than this. So whatever's exiting, it needs to. You've already made that sound, rational conclusion, and you will continue to do so over and methodically over a period of time. So it's not quite done yet, but you're going to find little things you can drop here and there. You know what? Thank you, but we don't need to do this anymore. Okay? That kind of thing. You're going to be gently leaving contracts and balances behind over a period of time. I'm smiling because I'm there too. I'm right there with you. I know exactly what that is. I know exactly what it looks like. I know exactly what it feels like. It's great. It's great, actually, sometimes when I resonate with what I'm reading, because that often doesn't happen. At least with this portion and this portion, I get it. And I even understand this, but guys, having been through it, I can tell you can work through it. Okay, you can work through it. All right? That's enough. Well, let's jump on over here to the bridge. Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands. Let's see that Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands, please. Show me that Six of Wands. The immediate bridge. Put it this way, I'll have an announcement for Sassy Fam in August. But I'm like you, I'm on cleanup right now, slowly letting things go. Old contracts and things and balances, they don't need to be participated in anymore. Still have a core point of reference and layering in new project work. That's fantastic. Go team! Hell yes. I hope you don't mind that I share. Some people seem to love it, like they get it. It's like, oh, when you put it that way, that makes sense. There's the people who hate it. I hope you don't mind. Let's see that Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands, please. The Four of Swords, Six of Swords. Ah, Page of Swords. Yeah. The more you let pieces go, the better you feel. Oh, isn't that fantastic? Yay! Confirmation. When people start to show me, I'm doing this, I've made this decision, and now I'm backing it up, little bits and pieces here and there. Oh, you start to feel lighter and lighter, and doesn't it feel so good? Yes, it does. The answer is yes. Yes, it does. And it doesn't seem like much, guys. Four of Swords, Six of Swords. So the more you let things go that you no longer need, practices you no longer need to keep in place, you don't need them for sustaining reasons anymore, or frankly, the contracts that just don't work for you anymore, or little bits and pieces of your life that you always functioned in and you don't need them anymore. You let them go, Six of Swords, and this is going to be an ongoing process, like I said, for the next several months or so. As you continue to let these go, the better you feel. Four of Swords and the Six of Wands, you're actually starting to relax more. You look a lot more at ease. It's like you were literally shifting gears downward, and you're like, okay, this is a lot easier for me. So you feel more triumphant and relaxed simultaneously. So that is fantastic. There seems to be less on your plate now, and your energy seems to be opening up and is excited for other things. Good job. Good job. It looks so simple, but it's like, seriously, it's methodical, detail, input. This is what stays. These are the bits and pieces that get to go, so I can incorporate new bits and pieces. That's fantastic. I'm very happy for you. Yeah, I can see where justice is in your strengths, making sure things are correct as you go along. That would explain the steady pace I'm seeing. The only thing that I didn't see that's been corrected is that sense of emotional, I'm not going to say grievance, it's a distaste. That's the only thing I haven't seen you work through, is that distaste. But hopefully that will come with time. All right. Let's see. Justice, please. Show me justice. Let's see. Justice, please. Queen of Swords, Two of Wands. Smart cookie. Good job. Good job. Yep. Yeah, you are. I know you're a smart cookie. Yeah, as you work through it, that Two of Wands, I saw you all the way back here underneath the garbage. That is the Seven of Cups for you. That Two of Wands back here, as you continue to show yourself justice, honoring the contracts that are both coming in and exiting, fulfilling them to the best of your abilities with intelligence and a sense of grace and correctness. You are achieving the stars. You're working on your new dream. It started out as a Three of Pentacles. You just started layering it in right there at the heart. And then the more you cross that bridge and letting things go, you feel more relaxed and triumphant. That thing that you picked up and you started to layer in is taking off, or it will in time. Continue to do what is right as you best understand it, intellectually for yourself and also in your 3D. Okay? You will know success with this. Yes, of course I'm smiling, darling. I think I've already given you reason to know why. Yes, it's a dream, though, that you have long desired for intellectually. You've known about it, and now you're saying I'm going to make it happen. It's correct for you. You know it. You've already tried to work through and show me a life of correctness as you best understand it. The only time you seem to get, little wackadoodle is at the emotional distaste. But other than that, your sense of goals, productivity, how you view your life and your goals and your contracts, it's all on point. Okay? Good job. Good job. You are making literally your vision happen. I just know that that star is one you're going to reach for. And as you do, it feels more and more correct. Excellent. That's how you know you're on point. Now, 10 of Wands in the environment. Let's take a look at that. Let's see that 10 of Wands. Ace of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, the King of Swords. Oh, okay. Yeah. Going back to that Ace of Swords, which I saw over here. That stress I'm seeing for you, like I said, it's coming down. Excellent. In your environment, the more you shift out of the stuff that you don't need to balance anymore, the weight comes off your back, literally. So your environment's about to get a lot easier. Okay. The more you let stuff go. I told you this was going to be a process because Judgment's attached to a slow exit of many contracts in there. So the stuff you used to do, I don't know what that is, but it's a lot. It's little stuff, it's big stuff. You know, it's the stuff that floats in between the other stuff, all that. Okay. You know, whatever that is, you're picking very carefully the pieces that need to go to make your life easier so you can work on this more. Good job. You're like, it's been difficult in my environment. I put on a lot on myself in terms of expectations, output, a lot of back and forth. You juggle multiple things. But the Ace of Swords, the more you apply it, again, process here. That 10 of Wands is just going to dissipate overnight, but you will be making your environment a lot lighter. Some of you have very sharp minds. King and Queen of Swords. Yes, you do. Like I said, I say it right here. It gets a little easier every day. Okay? And I say this to people all the time. You want new, you need to make space for it. What do you think you're doing? You opened up with, I have an idea. One that's been with me a long time. It's going to take up a lot of space. You feel it could be a star. And what do I say about new? You want new, make space for it. Otherwise, the universe won't take you seriously. You know, you want new, choose new, make room for new. New takes up a lot of space. You have to be willing to change, be flexible, and to adapt. You know? And that means giving up the bits and pieces that are broken or frankly just don't work. Or, you know what? I'm not going to miss them. Even if they do work, you're not going to miss them. This core stays in place. Okay? And the stuff that you're doing away with is what you can do away with. You're like, I got a big star. I'm trying to back it up. And I got to get rid of the excess, you know? Okay, very good. 6 of Cups and the hopes and fears. Now that's curious. Let's take a look at that. Possibly some sort of soul bond here. Typically denotes the past in some way. Show me that. 6 of Cups, please. Show me that 6 of Cups. The Knight of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, the Hanged Man. The reason that we suspended social, emotional activity with somebody, once more, just to recap, this is the unfinished business that left a sour taste in your mouth, or at least in your heart, about love options, and connecting with somebody, at least one person in particular. You had enough exposure over a long period of time with the Hanged Man to understand that we should stop all activity pursuing it. It's showing back up over here in the hopes and fears. Knight of Pentacles, the 5 of Cups, the Hanged Man, simply... And that's 5 of Cups and 6 of Cups. Both of those are past orientation cards in terms of this is a special connection and it hurts. Awesome. Right? I know. The Knight of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, the Hanged Man. You think about it sometimes and specifically reflect on, will I ever really get over it? Part of you hopes to, part of you fears to. Right, and that's very true for Scorpio. The fear of not just the loss of the connection in the real world, but emotionally, completely parting ways with it and being comfortable with it. We fear that in a way, because then that means the emotional loyalty is over. And I've had this talk with us before. It's normal. You have to understand the Ace of Cups is our master symbol. That's not a random assignment. The only reason we're associated with water is because we have fixed emotionality. So one of our pros, that's one of our cons, they're one and the same here, is emotional loyalty. You can break with somebody. Scorpio can break with somebody in the 3D. Like, I'll never see you again. It's tragic. And while we can have that very cynical goth/emo point of view, we know that where it counts, it's never over. Or it feels like it's never over. That's the part we keep alive. Even if it doesn't in any way at all rationally reflect 3D. That's just who we are. Thus, it's a pro and a con. You will never know so much emotional loyalty, right? And you can never be so devastated by it simultaneously. So the fact that it's in your hopes and fears is not at all a surprise. You hope legitimately one day to be over it, and you don't have to reflect upon that love and disappointment anymore. You also fear it too. Because once that emotional loyalty is truly gone, then you're truly over someone. And Scorpios, in a weird way, fear that. It's not the 3D we're afraid of. The emotional loss. Finally letting it go. That's when the connection's really gone, isn't it? When you can't feel it anymore. You don't know if you should hope for that or fear it. You eventually figure it out. Put it this way. I don't care how much of a hardcore Scorpio you think you are, and I am. I conclude myself in that thought. You're eventually going to want to get over it. You're eventually going to want to share these beautiful, and you have so many beautiful pieces and parts to you that are really whole in nature. They really are. You're eventually going to want to share that with somebody. The part of you that's bigger and stronger and empowered and knows better. You're not going to want to continue to share this sense of brokenness and loss with no one, just yourself. But who you are collectively as a whole person, you're going to want to share that in the present and in the future. Eventually. You're going to stop nursing the past and really let it go. You know? That's how we keep love alive, is being loyal to it, even when it's gone. So while I understand that you hope in many ways to get over it and finally let it go and be at peace with it, part of you fears it. I want you to lean in more to the hope of letting it go so you can experience freedom. That's where you and I differ today. I know what it's like to let that go. And then you experience freedom. No longer having that sense of loyalty. If they wanted your loyalty, honey, they'd be there. And you would too. Remember, only give what you get. Ask yourself if they had the same sense of loyalty to you. That should help things move along. Okay? Queen of Pentacles. Show me that Queen of Pentacles. Show me that Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. Some of you, point blank, that's your lesson on that one. That sour taste. Don't you want to remember what it's like to taste something sweet and alive and present and shows the fuck up? Queen of Pentacles. Show me that Queen of Pentacles. Show me that Queen of Pentacles. Let's do that Queen of Pentacles, please. And that has been our Scorpio PSA. Okay. Show me that Queen of Pentacles. Show me that Queen of Pentacles. Show me that Queen of Pentacles. That sweet, sweet freedom of understanding I don't have to be loyal to this anymore. I indeed can't get over it. It comes down to me, though. Oh, it does. It comes down to you. This, you have my word. It's not about them or they, honey. It's about you. Queen of Pentacles. Two of Cups, the Devil, the Tower. I say, you work on yourself, it shows. Put the love, nurturing, care, and quality you need back onto yourself. Those very things we've been discussing about, you will get to. I knew that wasn't going to stand for you. I knew it wasn't. You said, options in love. Everybody's gross. Everybody's addicted to superficial sexual bullshit and flirtation. Nothing's real for anything for anybody. I had a very close connection to me. It broke my heart. It's stupid. you know, all that. I understand. I do. I'm not making light of it. It's just not where we need to be. It's not a good representation of who you are. I knew it wasn't going to stand, honey. You showed me empowerment twice. You took your masculine empowerment to a negative place for a while. I'm not saying you didn't have reason to, but that doesn't mean you have excuse to stay there either. Okay? It's just not who you are. You're literally the definition of love and productivity and having goals and meaning and context in your life. That kind of sour shit just wasn't going to fly with you. It just wasn't. There it is, right there. See that devil? See that right there at the Queen of Wands? It's just, everybody's just addicted to sex and attraction, and nobody wants anything real, or they have no backbone, they can't stand up for nothing. Everything's just a cheap thrill to everybody, right? Everybody wants the cake that you need it to these days. I know. But I told you it wasn't going to stand. The Tower of the Devil. Okay. Eventually, there is emotional harmony between yourself and someone else. And it's going to blow that kind of feeling, that false ideology that you built up, no doubt, to defend yourself. I'm not saying you didn't have reason to, but it was still false. That false construct is going to get blown away to smithereens. I know what, that was a stupid, cynical phase in my life. And I had reason to be cynical, but it's not who I am. I'm a quality person. I have a lot of worth and value attached to me. I have a lot of love in my life. I do a lot of good. I create and generate a lot of good activity for others. I'm someone who has goals, for God's sake. I have worth. I have my own money. I'm intelligent. It's just, I understand that's where I was for a minute. I had no intention of staying there. I don't really believe that all love is lost. And it isn't. There's someone there who says that they are equal to you in heart space. And that's who you are at the end of the day. Quite comfortable in knowing who you are and what you're about and what your measure of worth is. Somebody says, I equally stand in that. I'm not just about sex and superficial attraction. I actually stand for something. And it ain't that. Who that is, I don't know. But it blows away that false construct around that situation or person. It's like, no, that's not me. That might have been some other asshole. That might have been some other joker, but that's not me. I told you, you're eventually going to want to share that with somebody. Okay. All right. Do yourself a favor, do the work. So that way, when that arrives, you can take it seriously a little more, maybe. That's a very loud declaration. I am not that. I'm not that. I'm not someone just fucking around with your heart space. And it's all attraction. That's very serious. That's very serious. Very serious declaration. Then it actually stands up with some level of backbone and says, we're the same. Ooh. In other words, that person, whomever that is, that's generating that activity with you, wants you to take them seriously. It's like, see that asshole? I'm not that asshole. That's not me. That's respectable. Highly. Okay. Lay of the Land, Ancestral Wisdom, 34. I know you're doing a really good job of listening to yourself, reflecting on your ancestors and what they would have you do. Listen to that. You have influences in you and around you that not necessarily are people who are actually here in the 3D that you can call up. There's an inner voice that's telling you where to go and how to shift and navigate your stars. Okay. Listen to that voice. Lay of the Land. You know it surrounds you. 34. Number 21, First Breath, Beginner's Mind. Yeah. That's the world, by the way. So the world's not just about closing off, it's about opening up. You have Beginner's Breath right here. Number 21. Opening up to a brand new thought, an idea, and then you methodically making space for it. I love it. I love it! Fantastic, darling. Fantastic, yes. Number 25. I know, the Garden of Venus. Look at you. Oh no, you've accomplished so much. You've accumulated so much. You have a beautiful garden. You built that. You built that. With something greater in mind. So not only do you enjoy it, so do others. I see how others benefit from your labors, but you love to do it. You put yourself into it. You're saying, here, I'm hearing Metallica, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. myself, and those who are in my life. That's who matter. That's the Garden of Venus, and it thrives beautifully. Number 25. Okay. Well, everybody's getting over 40. That's all right. Celtic cross tends to be a lot more time consuming. I'm at peace with it. A hot and cold soulmate. Whatever this was, hot and cold soulmate. They were on, they were off. They were on, they were off. Okay? Just because it's soulmate doesn't mean they're a forever person. Actually, soulmates and soul bonds tend to be our biggest lessons. Otherwise, we wouldn't have any reason to learn them. We'd have no incentive, if you will, spiritual or emotional incentive to learn if it was just any other person. So here I have someone who represents the on and off, hot and cold. I want you today. I don't want you tomorrow. I can't wait to see you today, but then it's going to be another 3 weeks before I do again. That bullshit. Hot and cold. That's most likely what set a sour taste in your mouth, because you're showing me connectivity that was in the past, that was suspended state. You always took action towards it until one day you didn't. In other words, it was on and off. There was some activity, then there was none at all. Okay? You had plenty of time to think about it. All right. Yeah, they go, oh, I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, the chemistry and the passion, that's all it probably became about. Okay? Like I said, someone had no emotional backbone in it. Spying, watching, inspecting. Oh, you, them, they, whomever that may be. Autumn. Okay. Harvest. Yeah, the harvest is coming. The harvest is coming by the fall. I think that's when you start to see more of your dream unfold. Scorpio honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments as you see fit. Take care. Congratulations. Be well.